Hello everybody. Looks like some of you are already waiting right now. So I guess we can go live right now. And most of it I've already troubleshoot, so no problem. Hello everybody. This is Suguwa, and looks like we are live right now. Live for this long. Okay, looks like good. All the sound, all the how do I say, the heavy sound loop here and there. Looks like it's pretty good, huh? So yeah, nice and fine. Because we are going to. I think maybe I should just introduce myself properly. For this stuff. Okay. Oh, okay. It's fine. Don't worry. That's a little bit of cough there, but it's fine. Okay. So, hello everybody. I'm Daniel Suguwa, your host for today's for today's launch. Yeah. I think this is the best I can come up with. Okay, and for today we are going to witness the launch of the Long March 12. Yeah, this is something I plan to cover around May 2025, May this year, but the problem is that it clashes a lot with my class back then. So right now this is good. Yeah, and at this point we should not have much of the problem. And I don't know why it looks like biased to the left side, so I've already reset there and it should be good. Yeah, and hello everybody. Hello and welcome to the stream. Hello. I'm so glad you're here right now. Really glad here. So if you have any question, yeah, any type of question you might want to ask or just chat in the live chat, okay? But for one thing's for sure, I cannot comment anything inside the chat box inside the OBS built-in browser, because I don't know why YouTube tends to break a lot of functionality, you know. And also I remembered I tried to use let me try explain to you guys what's the problem I have since last year. I try switch from here, right? Let's go. Okay, so looks like good. Okay, I'll just put it there. Don't worry about this slight black border there, because I rather we just don't try disturb most of these. And yeah, you might think to yourself and see, hey, this looks normal and whatnot. But watch if I decided I just try to use original screen. Supposedly it should be like this, right? And you can see it's slightly shrunken there. You know why? You can look here. Okay, I'm not sure if it's properly pick up inside. Oh no, apparently it didn't pick up inside there. Okay, I'll try show in the YouTube in the full screen here. Okay, I'll try see. Okay, so here. I can show to you why YouTube literally broke one of the most important functionality just for me to give to have slight screen estate there. It's very annoying. You want to see here? Take a look. This is the YouTube Tweaks plugin that I'm using right now, just to enhance everything here and there. And yes, I do not recommend you install this plugin, but actually if you just reverse what I'm saying, that's basically something else. Yeah. but you get the point. I do not recommend install this because it might have some kind of ad blockers. See, that's why I don't recommend. But actually it's opposite. You can read the room. Okay, and look at here. If I decided I want to try to use this one here to mod, watch what happened. It broke. Okay, Previously it works. Okay, I can even switch how much height left here. Oh yeah, how much height, but you can see it didn't work. I tried to minus everything, plus everything, it did not work. YouTube literally broke this essential functionality, and I don't know why. It's so baffling, and it's so annoying. They literally just pull this off without even telling users, especially for every one of us that actually watching here. I don't know why YouTube pulled this down. Okay, so that's why if you see my current setting right now, you can see I have two settings here. Uh, the the actual one that I supposedly should use is the real topic here, right? But because YouTube decided to just breaks down everything and whatnot, so I just decided I'm going to use this as the temporary one. Yeah, as only temporary measure. That's why it's so annoying. Okay, but aside of that, I'm not going to be too emotional. But YouTube, please, if you decided you want to implement this change, or literally every social media out there, it doesn't matter which one, please inform the user what's happening. Okay, it's not easy to keep fiddling this everything and whatnot. Okay, it's so annoying. So that's why I have to use all of these whatever magic settings, and you can see the obvious built-in browser here. I literally cannot comment, so not much else I can do. Okay, so pretty much sorry for that. If I cannot comment, if I cannot comment anything inside the chat box, very sorry. That's lit like I said, YouTube literally blocks important functionality. And if I remember, I noticed that top chat here, they literally broke this around, I I believe around September 2025 this year. I don't know why they broke this important functionality. So annoying. Okay, but anyhow, yeah, looks like I can go here. Okay, don't worry, I'm fine. Okay. Yeah, just clearing my thought here. Okay, so as you can see, this is the rocket itself, still currently standing. Okay, and for the music, maybe I can switch it directly to the international rocket launches feed here. So thank you for this thing. Okay, so it should be good, and I don't think I have any kind of copyright issue with this music, so I rather just turn on here. Okay, and for these launches, yeah, as usual, China just being China just being China here. Okay, there's not much information we know about what the satellite, how the satellite looks like and what's on, but based on my, how do I say, my guesstimate here, my guesstimation is that the design could be pretty similar to the Starlink. Okay, could be similar to Starlink, could be similar to their counterpart, the 1,000 cells, if I remember correctly. There, yeah, something like that. There's a class name. Yeah, I believe the design actually pretty similar to that. So that's why, even though there's not much information we know about the satellites itself, how much it weighs and whatnot, it should be plus minus similar around Starlink 1,000 cells satellite. Should be pretty similar. If I remember, this one is 1,000 cells, something like that, because it's so confusing. They have too much name here. In fact, I'm not even surprised if these two supposedly different satellites there could be the same satellites but referring to, well, whatever appears here. Okay, so that's that. Oh, and I don't think I really want to cover too much, because even though I can try cover this, but I can cover about whatever rocket engines names and what's on. I don't think anyone would be too interested learning about this stuff, considering the fact even most of the information is so tightly guarded. I mean, like, there is some like footage, video, and what's on, some for shows, but otherwise not really 100% useful if you're digging if you're trying digging that. So basically, it's like, my best way we can tell is that this Long March 12, some of this design already, some of it are also derivatives from the previous one. Let's say, for example, could be derivative from the Long March 5, Long March 5, 5A. It could be like Long March, if I remember, 8, 9, something like that. There's too much. If I remember the 9, yeah, the 9 itself is actually, the oh no, please don't break. Oh no. Okay, the if I remember, the Long March 9 is basically the man capable rocket there, just to launch man into the space, but specifically for the taikonauts here, you know. That's one thing for sure. And the most important thing you need to know is that, for the most part of the Long March 12 itself, most of the stages, if I remember, the first stage and the second stage are essentially Kerolox. Yeah, the propellant itself, it's actually Kerolox, which is liquid oxygen as the oxidizer, and the super refined kerosene, basically very refined to the point there's little to no lead or literally any metal contamination, because this is very important. If there's even just slightly more lead metal or whatever metals that they are not desirable, it could damage the engine itself, because you need to remember, this engine, especially the exhaust plume itself, it operates at speeds, we can say, kilometers per second. Yeah, especially on the exit of the throat, it's really exiting around that speed. Around, if I remember, it depends on how many, but if you ever heard the term specific impulse, and also the exhaust velocity of kilometers per second, that's why they have to design this. They have to use a very super refined kerosene, a very good kerosene. Otherwise, it's going to give a huge damage to the engine itself, even though it's a bit short. But remember, every minutes, every seconds of this flight is very important, because otherwise it's going to fail. And then if it's fail, well, this rocket, this Long March 12, might be grounded, and maybe possibly other SEM engines that also sharing from this Long March 12 could also be grounded as well, for investigation to trace the root cause of why it fell. Okay, so that's why it's very important they have to use the super refined kerosene. But especially, I also believe that for this one they didn't use the super chilled version, aka, how do I say, you make that super refined kerosene be so coldly enough that it will be much more denser. If I remember, around 20% more denser if it's actually being chilled down. Actually, it cools down to certain temperature of the melting point, if I remember. Yeah, melting or boiling point, either these two. Remember, this term is also very different. That's why I rather not trying to pretend to know everything else here. If I remember, it's boiling point. Yeah, so they have to chill it down to the minimum boiling point level, just to extract that slight 20% density of the super refined kerosene. This aka known in the industry as the rocket propeller one. Okay, RP-1. That's why. And yeah, so I believe for most part of the Chinese Chinese rocket that uses Kerolog's propellant. I believe they didn't use that chill down version yet, because otherwise you might see a whole the tank itself looks pretty not precisely say smoky. It's more like a vapor coming out of there, because remember it's very cold. Okay, that's why. And usually around this process, around at some point, you need to know that we don't have many of the important information how they done with the procedure. But oh right, yeah, and also credit to the Space Lens for the on-site screen there in the Wenchang commercial space launch site there. Yeah, the SLS there. If you see on here, you can see the main pad. This one is the launch complex 2 here, while on the right side there is the launch complex 1, the LC1 there. Okay, so that's also important. And then if you see a little bit for distance there, that one is the non-commercial side there. But from my digging, especially when I actually read most of the some of the article, I don't try to pretend I know everything else. But from my reading, let's just say all of it is basically state-owned launch site. Okay, state-owned rocket launch site. So technically, we are just referring commercial just for the sake of formality only. Okay, but just for you to know, it's plus minus similar, just in terms of branding only. Yeah, it's like it's just like rebrand, some people says. Yeah, so there you can see. Okay, and looks like we are around T-minus 5 minutes before launch. Okay, T-minus 4 minutes and 40 seconds before the flight. As you can see, the scenery around the Hainan Island, especially the Wenchang commercial space launch site here, it looks pretty slightly kind of cloudy there, but also slightly bright there, here and there. So that's that. I mean, pretty typical. Pretty typical if you're located around the Hainan Island or literally any islands. It's pretty typical. That's how you can see it there. Okay, T-minus 4 minutes. Okay, so that's a bit of explanation I can give you. And you can see from the NOSCON fairing there, you can see it's an ogive shape here. Why they specifically chose the ogive shape is very simple, because number one, it's more aerodynamic, and number two, usually if you have these aerodynamic properties, even if it's reaching max Q and whatnot, it's not as painful as if you try to design it like, let's say for example, like a blocky design or a blocky cone design. That one is much, how do I say, blocky cylinder with the pyramid or triangle shape on the top. That one is much more hurtful for the aerodynamic, and especially it can also lead to the reduction of the payload mass that can be carried around if it's not aerodynamically shaped enough. I mean, sure, there are some trade-off regarding of the weight of the payload fairing. Regarding the fairing shape itself, it has a little bit additional slight mass there, but if it's working, might as well just use it. And in fact, it's basically like doing the opposite what it should have not been. Okay, that's why you use the ogive shape, even though it's a bit slightly how to use a layman word, it's slightly weighty there. But if it works, it works. It's that simple. Okay, and T minus. Okay, and right now we are in T minus 1 minute and 50 seconds. I don't have any idea why it keeps doing like this. What's happening with the stream? But oh, it's not entirely good. I don't know. Maybe on the international rocket launcher side, or maybe mine. I don't know. But yeah, it is what it is. I'll keep it corrected here and there when needed. Okay, so now we can hear finally international rocket launchers has already opened up the sound here. This sound is literally directly from the space lens. Basically, right now they are on the side of these launches itself, and T minus 1 minute to go. Okay. Okay, so looks like it T minus 45 seconds, and get ready on my mark at T minus 30 seconds. Okay, mark T minus 30 seconds, and you already hear it, 30 seconds announcement. And right now I give a little bit ILS like announcement here. You are now looking at the Long March 12, poised and ready to launch from the Wenchang commercial space launch site, LC2 launch complex 2. Okay, 3 2 1 ignition, get ready. Okay, should water garden start here? Oh, okay, ignition and lift off from the Wenchang commercial space launch site, and we have liftoff of the Long March 12 carrying the SatNet LEO Group 13. And so far we don't know how many were launched, but we assume it could be 9, could be 10. How many is it? And looks like it looks majestic and beautiful on the rocket itself, even though the weather doesn't look pretty good. Okay, and it's already passing the cloud, the low hanging cloud there, and looks like we still have the visual hit there. Okay, and looks pretty good. Okay, so good job to the space lens for the tracking itself, and by now it should the rocket engine itself should have already been tuned down to 60%, preparing to reach the max Q. Max Q basically means maximum aerodynamic pressure there, fully exerted on the launch vehicle due to the combination of the velocity of the rocket itself and the atmospheric density. When these two match together, that's where the maximum aerodynamic pressure occurs there. Okay, and we shall see if there's a little bit plumes there, a little bit like white water vapor there, should already max Q. Okay, here we go. Alright, here we go, and looks like we have already reached the max Q, and by now after it's reaching max Q, it should have already been the rocket engines itself should have already been tuned back up to 100%. Okay, and looks like it's 100% there, and the space lens camera tracking there looks pretty good. They are pretty competent here. Okay, and looks like it. Okay, and looks like we've already lost the visual there. Here we go. Right now, the launch right now is T plus 2 minutes and 10 seconds. So it looks like pretty beautiful, pretty good for the launch, and by some point we will see the first stage booster will rocket engines will shut down for the MECO main engine cut off, and after that we will see we don't see, but after that it should be interstage separation, and then after that the second stage ignition. And also I forgot to mention that technically Long March 12 technically can use upper stage like Yuan Jung 2 1 like that. Technically they can use that, but most of the time they don't need that such capability, unless if it does need does require a good amount of precision
天气好，今天
to
刚好
orbit
是
around
下
the
午
Earth, like additional precision there. So that's very good. Okay, and by now should have already the stage, and should also be
小孩
second
子3
stage
岁以下免费吗？
ignition by now.
小孩子5岁以
Yeah,
下免
there's
费
no
票。
other ways for us to properly know
下一次发
this
生在
because
19号，
most
然后
of
再
the
下一次在
information
3
is
月10
not
号。
really out there for us. I mean, there's still some, especially if you try to scour very deep around the corner of the internet. But it is what it is. that's that's China for you. Okay, so that's it. Thank you everyone for watching. And yes, if you see here, I will also going to try. How do I say? Yeah, I do hope that I can actually stream this at some point. This one, I will try stream this new rocket here that will carry the CIS 500-3, or if I like to use a little bit of my own language here, CASC 500-3. Okay, I mean if you know that connotation, little bit what that does the word CASC also means, yeah, some of our culture side we like to call drinking how do I say drinking some alcoholic beverage. Sometimes if you want to pass down and says, hey, here we go, and sometimes they will just say just something like that. Yeah, but I guess that's all. We don't have too much things else to talk about. So yeah, uh, yeah. So thank you so much for watching these streams, and also thank you for all of your support here. Even though there's not many viewers here and there, I actually saw peak viewing around four viewers. I mean, it's very encouraging, and I'm pretty shocked actually. People who watch this stream. Okay. Uh, yeah, I actually pretty shocked. People actually watch that, but yeah, good stuff. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching, and maybe at some point I will also go into stream again for the New Glen rocket there. Okay, I will try stream that. Yeah, because as you have already so like few hours before I tried to stream it, and looks like the weather didn't cooperate very well, but hopefully for the best. So that's all everyone. Take care and see you around, I guess around less than around 15-16 hours from now. I will try to stream, but also I will try get enough sleep. Okay, it's very painful. So that's all. Take care everybody, and see you guys everyone. See you everyone. Okay, and this is a bit of closure here. I'm Dennis Suguwa, your host for today, and thank you so much for watching. Take care, everybody, and goodbye, and also good day. And yes, there's literally nothing else to see here. What else you write? So that's all. Bye bye.